How to survive the party if you are not drinking. I recently made the decision to give up alcohol for a while. As much as my love for a glass of red runs deep, alcohol had started to make my anxiety symptoms worse. I started noticing a pattern. After an evening of drinking, be it one glass or two bottles, I'd wake up the next day in the grip of a horrendous panic attack. I suffer from borderline personality disorder, and anxiety and depression come as a fun part of the bundle with this mental health issue. I was also noticing a dip in my mood each day after a night out, which made sense to me as alcohol is a depressant, but after reading an article on alcohol lowering the effectiveness of your antidepressant medication as well, I decided it was time to take a break. The first thing that struck me about not drinking was what appears to be the very British culture of having a drink when something stressful has happened. As luck would have it, I started a very tricky project a week into going sober, and on the Friday the first words to pop out of my mouth when I saw my friends at 7 p.m. were, "God, I need a drink." This isn't the only minefield, though, as I have managed to decide to go alcohol-free at possibly the booziest time of the year. December is a haze of Christmas parties, seeing friends in pubs before we all migrate to our separate areas of the UK on Christmas Eve, topped off with the dreaded New Year's Eve. After an incredibly awkward evening out with some colleagues I didn't know too well, where I felt like a very sober, maternal third wheel, I realized I was going to need to learn how to navigate this new social terrain that I hadn't experienced since my teens. Although it might sound like something from an after-school TV show, peer pressure is very real, even in adulthood. It'll masquerade in phrases such as "Oh come on, don't be so boring, just sneak a vodka into that lime and soda, and are you sure I can't get you to do this shot?" At first, this can be intimidating. Not only because I think I have a deep-seated fear that I am, in fact, very boring, but also because it wasn't just friends who would say this to me, it was bartenders and the people serving me too. I became quite confused as to why so many people were deeply invested in seeing me get off my face, so I started off with white lies. I'd say I was on antibiotics or painkillers, or that I wasn't well, until one evening I got so irritated with having to explain to each person that I simply told them I just don't want to. You shouldn't have to explain to people why you're choosing to not drink. It's your body, and how you choose to care for it is as up for discussion or off the table as you want it to be. I have started to find the less you make a point about your sobriety, too, the less people seem to notice. If I am asked now, I just tell them simply that I'm doing it for my health. Considering we may also use alcohol to relax in social situations, I started to worry that I was going to stick out awkwardly in a sea of carefree, rosy wine-cheeked party-goers. But in reality you'll find that once others start to relax into their dewy, soft-focus alcohol days, then you will start to calm down too. We're very receptive creatures and feed off each other's energy more than we realize, so when others begin to open up around you, you will feel more comfortable as well. At 11 p.m. and a few gin and tonics and people will be feeling lighthearted and jovial. But there is always one person who insists on dragging out the bottle of tequila, or overproof from if you're with my friends, and that's when things start to get messy. You may want to valiantly continue your night out with your friends, but this is a bad idea. It's the point where they'll start repeating their stories from earlier, dragging you into questionable eateries serving mystery meat, and possibly drunk dialing their ex. The World AIDS Day 2017 theme is N number 039. Right to Health, and number 039, what it and number 039's all about? Meet the bikini model who wants you to know that no one in number 039's is naturally thin as you think. Vegan bodybuilding week 4, overloading may cause pain, but it and number 039's wonderful. As good as your intentions are at this point, you will feel disconnected from your group and more than likely mildly irritated by everything going on. It's far better to say your goodbyes, promise to text each other when you all arrive home, and head back to your place. Don't feel bad when you feel slightly smug in the knowledge that you'll be waking up in the morning feeling tip-top and ready to start the day. The party season can be full of social pitfalls, but it can also be a wonderful time of year to reconnect with old friends and make new bonds. Doing it sober should be no different, except you have the added bonus of remembering it all this year. More, no, it's not a cute illness, what it's really like to live with narcolepsy. More, here's what it's like to be in a relationship with someone with borderline personality disorder. More, what to do if you've just been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder.